author and nutritionist Robert Ferguson. Please welcome Robert Ferguson.
All right, y'all, let's hear it for America's fat loss coach, Robert Ferguson!
Hey, this is Robert Ferguson. It is Monday, people. We're talking June. It's the first Monday of June. Yes, so let's call it Motivation Monday. Yes, I'm Robert Ferguson. I am your nutritionist, and I share because I care. And today, I'm going to share some things with you personally because I'm currently on day one of the DETOX drop, which I'll explain, dropping it like it's hot. And then 2, I wanted to highlight and provide some information about potatoes. And then 3, there's quite a few people doing the DETOX drop with me. I want to say hello. Is it you I'm waiting on? Okay. I'm saying that because if you have questions and you catch me live, feel free to ask questions. Even though those who are doing the DETOX drop, we're going to have our own meeting later on this evening. If you're catching me live and you have questions, maybe you're on day one, maybe you're starting tomorrow, maybe you're going to wait until next week. If you ask the questions that could help you, that means that it's probably helping somebody else. Now, today, the focus and my main focus here is I'm going to talk about a baked potato. I mean, because think about all the people who don't eat white potatoes because they heard they're high in sugar. Think about, you don't even see them anywhere. It's kind of like the thought that white potatoes are not good for our health and don't help us lose weight or possibly causing us to gain weight. People don't look for them. You know, you go to the grocery store, you may not even see white potatoes. Now, you may see something a little different, maybe more of a yellow potato. You still see red potatoes everywhere. And of course, you have sweet potatoes. And then you have yams. All of them are good. And they're so good that they are part of our DETOX drop, which is proven to help people drop their high blood pressure, drop uric acid levels, drop insulin and fasting glucose levels, drop body fat. So don't tell me you can't eat a potato, because you can eat a potato. Matter of fact, when you look at why most people avoid potatoes, is because of this thing called the glycemic index. Now, depending on how ripe a potato is, dictates how high that number is. So it's somewhere on average between 85 to 95 compared to pure sugar. So a lot of people would avoid that. But when you think about it, potato chips, the same amount of carbs, when they created the glycemic index, are at a 55. So based on the glycemic index, the more processed the food is, the better it is on my blood sugar. Here's what they continue to not share with people, and that is the chips that's got a barcode, this package, has fat woven in the chip. Oil is in the chip. And it's that oil that slows down how fast that chip becomes sugar in the blood, which gives it the glycemic index, the glycemic number. Whereas a potato is by itself, there's no fat added to it. So why isn't it that more people aren't saying, hey, you can eat that potato, add some butter to it, because you're going to eat it with butter, and that's going to slow down how fast the potato becomes sugar in the blood. So many people are avoiding potatoes because they think that they're negative for them when it comes to their blood sugar. That is not the case. And you definitely can't go by the glycemic index. So we can talk about that because that's the truth. That is the truth. The potato is our friend. Now, if you're new to me and if you like the information that I'm sharing and you feel it could be helpful, because I love sharing, I got a lot to share this week. I mean, a lot. You know, one of the things that's coming to mind is how Noom, the online weight loss program that is now valued in less than 10 years over $10 billion. How many of you have done Zoom? Raise your hand. You can tell me about it. You ain't going to hurt my feelings. I know it. I mean, they're really good marketing. I mean, some really good marketing. And they have a lot of people that signed up for Noom. And I met the owners years ago, and I wasn't a fan. However, I am a fan of their marketing. They've done a great job in a very short period of time. I mean, I wish I could say that we were valued at $10 billion. But Noom, and then you have Weight Watchers who've been around forever. They are now selling the weight loss drugs, the popular weight loss drugs. Ozempic, Wegovy, they're getting in it because people are running after it. And if you didn't know, Jenny Craig, they closed the doors. People are choosing drugs, which is going to be a catastrophe in the next 2-3 years, the outcomes. But they are choosing drugs over food. We have demonized food. We've demonized the white potato, something that has been around for thousands of years. People have been eating it and enjoying potatoes. I mean, that's like a staple in North America. People have been eating potatoes forever. We were not always where we are at this moment as far as our waistline and our metabolic health. We ate potatoes. It was like a staple. We ate a lot of potatoes, and people didn't have problems. The potato is not the problem, you guys. The potato is not the problem. It's a whole bunch of other stuff, and this mentality of I'm going to opt for the drug for now. And that short-term gain, as far as progress that they may get with the drug, will result in long-term pain, discomfort, lack of years living, lack of quality life. If you've ever had cancer or been around someone who got cancer, imagine how many people are going to end up with some form of cancer as a result of these weight loss drugs. I'm going to wait and talk about that because I'm going to do a deep dive on it. Another thing that I'm going to do a deep dive on before I go into this potato thing and how it can help you lose weight, improve your blood pressure, all that stuff, is I'm going to be talking probably tomorrow. I'm going to do a presentation and help you guys understand the importance of fatty liver. Many of you I talk to and have talked to, I've done many seminars, and someone will say, oh yeah, I have fatty liver, like it's okay. In 1979, nobody had fatty liver as far as non-alcoholic fatty liver. Alcoholics were getting fatty liver. But then non-alcoholic fatty liver came on the scene in 1980. And now it's like quadrupled, like 20-fold. How many people are getting, liver transplants who were once told by their doctor, yeah, you have fatty liver, and nobody really gave it any attention. Fatty liver gets worse and worse and worse and worse. Now, you may be 40 with fatty liver, 35 with fatty liver. You may be 57 with fatty liver, maybe 68 with fatty liver. And who knows how long you've had fatty liver. And you may be thinking, well, do they test for fatty liver? One of my clients recently found out by accident she has fatty liver because when they tested her liver enzymes, it didn't show up. There was no sign of any damage going on with her liver. But then by chance, she got an ultrasound and they told her, hey, did you know you have fatty liver? And she's got fatty liver. And when you have fatty liver, oftentimes it then shows up as type 2 diabetes. And then if you don't treat it and reverse it, because you can reverse it, let me be clear, you can reverse it. And I'm going to explain how you can do that when I do this talk on fatty liver. I'm helping people reverse their fatty liver, and everybody's different. Some people take longer than others. But the fact that they actually are aware of it and want to do something about it, man, hey, mad applause, mad applause. Come on, people. You can reverse it. 25% of adults have fatty liver. That means if you're in an office right now and there's 10, let's say there's 20 people in the office. And that means 5 of them as adults have fatty liver. You can reverse it. You can reverse it. Now, if you don't want to miss any of the content that I share, if you're my Facebook friend, I'm always posting there. But if you ever miss something or you want to get access to any of my talks, go to our YouTube channel and you can access any of these talks there. Okay. And you can also subscribe there. Start using YouTube because it's not going anywhere. It is definitely growing. And then I'm looking at other outlets to start sharing information as well. Okay, I'm ready to get into this. Oh yeah, and when you're at YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. Hit that bell so that you can get notified. And you know what? You don't got to listen at that moment. You can just go back and listen to it later. And I also want to be clear, when I talk about fatty liver, it's not just people overweight with fatty liver. A whole bunch of you that are really thin. You have no like signs that anything's wrong. You look great. You probably got fatty liver. And it can get worse. And eventually it could lead to sclerosis of the liver. Then we're looking at getting transplants. And if your liver starts to go through that kind of damage, that means your kidneys are about to show up with a whole bunch of problems. Why do you think dialysis centers are opening up all over the place? I think it has a lot to do with, one, the way we eat, the way we don't eat, the products that we're consuming, and nobody's really paying too much attention to it. And the people who are suffering right now, there's probably people right now listening to me share this on dialysis. People right now that know they have fatty liver and they're going to put off doing something about it. They're not going to reach out to me. They're not going to reach out to any of our coaches. They're just going to figure out, let me go Google, and they're going to like take a chance. Why take a chance on anything like that when you can find a source like us? And I'm not selling you, I'm telling you, right? And they say telling is not selling. Okay, I'm just telling you what I know to be true. That we help people. Our outcomes, we're outcome driven. So we got real people getting real results. And why would I not tell you? I'm telling you. And you don't have to give up foods you love. You can eat potatoes. You can eat potatoes. Okay. Now, for those of you who are new to the Detox Drop, look, I've been making this, it's a program. It's 7 days. And the whole goal is to get you to avoid certain foods and ingredients and beverages and consume certain things and to take certain supplements that we know are going to help improve your gut health, which improves your overall health. And when I say drop in the detox drop, we're talking about dropping body fat, uric acid. A lot of people think uric acid is just about and for or related to people with gout and kidney stones. It's not. Uric acid is associated with, linked with, and it has been demonstrated as a causation for high blood pressure, for insulin resistance, for weight gain, and the challenge of losing weight. So uric acid is a big deal. It's going to become a bigger and bigger deal. And of course, you know all about insulin. We talk about glucose. Most people get that. But you can see results seriously within 7 days. I'm on day 1. I do it seasonally, right? Seasonally. Now, could a person do it every month? Absolutely. That's totally up to them. And when they do that, we actually make a discount available to someone who's doing it pretty regularly. I mean, after you do the first one, the second, third, fourth, it's always much less than what you paid to do it. And it's not even expensive. We could be charging $200 for this detox drop, but we're not, because I want more people to have access to it. Okay. Now, if you have questions, bring it to my attention. We can do that. All right. Let me see. Before I dive in, SMD Eagles says, thank you for all you do. You've been a tremendous help. Well, thank you. Taking a moment just to say hi or to share a compliment like that, it touches my heart because I do share because I do care. This is what I do. This is what I do. All right. So I'm not going to keep you forever. Let's talk about the white potato, because a lot of people, most people you talk to, they have no idea that eating potatoes they're fine. You can eat potatoes. I don't know. I mean, it's sad that people just aren't eating them because they're afraid of carbs. We look at them as a fast carb, and it's part of our prescription to improve health to eat down potatoes. And you can't argue me. Like, so a troll can't come around me or attack me in conversation and say I'm lying, because we have 2 evidence-based clinical studies that prove that I'm not lying. And I have thousands of people that I help on a regular basis that will tell you that they eat potatoes. They eat yams. They eat sweet potatoes. So all those people who are talking crazy, they are what I call uninformed, or they are misinformed, because you cannot debate with proven outcomes. That's why I mean, seriously, I would love I just hope you guys get that, especially those of you who are with me and we're in the battlegrounds together. Just know that you will meet some people that will say the total opposite of what I'm saying. The difference is we have evidence-based clinical outcomes. They just don't know how to eat potatoes. They just aren't informed. They don't know. Okay? They don't know. So you will meet people. You will lose weight. It's kind of like I was talking to Linda the other day. She's down 95 pounds. She eats potatoes. One of my clients, Heather, and I hope you're hearing this, Heather, because Heather has like sent me like 5, 6, 7 new clients in the last, I don't know, week or two. And they're all great people because she's great people. I mean, I meet this woman, she's 163 pounds. And that was in January of 2023. Here we are on June 5th. This woman's 122 pounds. She's down 43 pounds. 43. I mean, how many of you guys are walking around at 160 pounds would love to be at 120? She didn't think getting at 120 was possible again, but she's there. She's there. How many of you are struggling at whatever weight and you down a little bit, back up, down a little bit, back up? You definitely aren't working with me or any of my coaches. If you're working with me and you're not successful, then that ain't on me. That's on you. I put everything on that. And it's not like I'm saying you can't have a potato or you can't eat pizza or you can't have wine. Gary Lynn has wine. She still has wine. She was like, her question to me at 145 pounds was, do you think it's possible that I could get down to 125? I'm 145. Do you think it's possible I can get down to 125? I said, absolutely. And you don't got to starve and kill yourself. So be wary of the people who are just lying. They're just pretending. They don't get it. And they're pushing their little low carb and keto and all this crazy crap. And we're eating real food. So if you want to be on the real food bus, we got room for you. Come on. Come on. Now, someone asked me a question about the detox drops. Can you eat pickles during the detox drop? Catherine, yes, you can eat pickles. Pickles are a slow carb. Okay. We can work into pickles. And you know what? If you're really smart about it, you can find fermented pickles. Then you're doing yourself some real good justice. Fermented pickles. Okay. They're hard to find, unfortunately, but you can find them. Okay. So let me ask a quick question. Okay. If somebody could reply, I would love it. And I'll move on. When's the last time you had a white potato? When's the last time you had a white potato? Now, you may have had potatoes, but I grew up eating white potatoes. I'm from Indiana. We eat corn. We like potatoes. My sisters and brothers over in Iowa, they get what I'm saying. They get me. I like my potatoes. And I'm going to always eat my potatoes no matter what. And I'm going to drop it like it's hot. And I have used and enjoyed potatoes for years. I've helped many celebrities, many professional athletes. I mean, you can eat your potatoes. And I love a baked potato, man. I love it. I love a baked yam. I love a baked sweet potato. Oh, and then I just fell in love. Like next week, I'm going to share a recipe. Actually, I'm going to share this recipe tomorrow on day 2 with those in the detox drop with spaghetti squash. Who likes spaghetti squash? Spaghetti squash. I have a recipe. Oh, man, I'm starting to lose focus because this spaghetti squash is so yummy. Oh, and it fits within the detox drop, you guys. Oh, okay. Anyway, I said it every day as I'm on the detox drop. I'm going to share something about the detox drop. And today is potatoes. Okay, so let's look at it. Now, I did a regular post because some people don't like to listen to a video and all that. They rather just read something real quick and keep it moving, which is fine. Well, this is what we know. Studies today, Okay, all modern day research right now have confirmed that the white potato, number one, it contains a special type of starch. Because you'll hear people say, oh, it's too high in starch. Again, uninformed and misinformed. Well, the starch I'm referring to is called resistant starch. It's like dietary fiber where it's not digested in your body. It's resistant because it can't be broken down by digestive enzymes that are produced in our body. So it travels all the way to our large intestine, our colon, where it feeds. Here's a part I love. It feeds your gut microbiome. Yes, it fuels. You know how people take probiotics and prebiotics and they talk about they want to improve their gut health? The white potato, the yam, the red potato, the gold potato, the sweet potato feeds your gut microbiome. Think about this. All these people not eating white potatoes and potatoes. Oh, I don't eat potatoes, blah, blah, blah. And look at the increase of leaky gut. Look at the increase of bloating. Look at the increase of inflammation. And they're avoiding potatoes. Potatoes aren't the problem. Where people run into problems with potatoes is how they cook the potato. A boiled potato, a baked potato, even a pan-fried potato, if it's the right oil, is a good thing. Let's keep it moving. Potatoes, did you know this, are rich in vitamin C? Very rich. And they're packed with antioxidants. Now, what's cool about vitamin C is that when your vitamin C levels are low, you're more likely to store body fat. When your vitamin C levels are up, then you're more likely to release body fat. Whoa, not many people talk about that. Well, because they just don't talk about it. So we have a big push around vitamin C, both in supplements as well as in foods with the detox drop. So it's weaving in, so you don't got to think about it too much. Okay. So vitamin C is a good thing and antioxidants is a good thing. And you get that with the potatoes. Potatoes at one point were life-saving. They seriously were a life-saving food source for people. People lived off potatoes. There was a movie I watched. I can't think of the name of it, but the guy just lived on potatoes. Like, that's real. Potatoes have everything. They have a little bit of protein, little bit. They got, your carbohydrates. They even have a touch of fat, a touch. Okay, that's why you want to put that butter on there. Another nutrient in potatoes is, Siri, I did not ask you to get involved here. It has potassium, a really good amount of potassium. If you're not aware of this, potassium is an electrolyte, and it aids in the workings of our heart, our muscles, our nervous system. And a lot of times, or oftentimes, people with high blood pressure, they're not getting enough potassium. So by eating that banana that has a good amount of potassium, or eating that potato that has a good amount of potassium, that can help lower and control your blood pressure. And if you don't eat the skin of that potato, I want to encourage you to do so, because that's where the dietary fiber is. And that's a major benefit. So there you go. So knowing what I just shared, why would a person not eat a potato? They wouldn't eat a potato because they don't know how to eat it in a way that's going to get these outcomes. So with the Diet-Free Life methodology that we teach within the Detox Drop, a potato, all potatoes are considered a fast carb. And if I was going to have a fat-burning meal with a potato, which I do often, for me, I'm going to choose a protein source like maybe salmon. I really like salmon. If you don't like salmon, I'm not talking to you. You would choose maybe chicken. Someone else may choose turkey or something. Someone else may choose steak. Actually, steak sounds good. A typical American way of eating, cuisine, right? So let's say I have steak instead of salmon, because whenever I say salmon, some people they turn off. But I have steak, that's my protein. I have my potato, my baked potato, which I love. So if I'm at a restaurant, you'll see me oftentimes order a baked potato because it's already done. I don't have to go home and wait an hour and 20 minutes or prep it and all that. Now, I did today because I'm doing the detox drop. I made three. I did a white potato, which I'm doing for dinner tonight. And I did 2 yams, which I'll do for the next 2 days. I like potatoes. You don't have to eat potatoes. I just like them. And so as part of my fat burning meals as part of the detox drop. And I like the benefits that I get with my baked potato. So baked potatoes are my friend. But if you don't like them, you don't have to eat them. It's just one of those foods that can help you, right? It's kind of like if you want to lower your uric acid levels, if you eat, just 10 tart cherries, which is in one of our smoothies, that can help lower your uric acid levels by 35%. Cherries are your friends. So for those of you who are hearing me right now, catching the live or the replay, and you've noticed your uric acid levels are up, because some people have really they've got monitors or checking it, then your smoothie, when you do a smoothie, make sure you get some frozen cherries and just make that part of your daily regimen when you make your smoothie, because those cherries are going to help everything. Okay. And we'll be talking about different foods throughout the week. Aside from that, I think I did my job. I shared what I was supposed to share. And for those of us who live in North America, just keep in mind that the potato has been here for years. I believe the potato goes back to I think it was brought to New Hampshire in the beginning around 1719 based on and I'm guessing right now. I just remember a quote by Thomas Jefferson when he used to talk about the potato. And then, of course, it became more and more popular. And then toward the end of the 1800s and early 1900s, we started to see massive production of potatoes. And potatoes helped a lot of people. When we were going through depression times, potatoes were like a staple. And they can still be a staple if you learn how to eat them in a way that can get the outcomes we're talking about. Okay. Well, thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you. I am Robert Ferguson. If you want to learn more, you can reach out to me, our team at dietfreelife.com. And make sure you go over to our YouTube channel and like and subscribe, because I am putting forth some energy to start to build that. Okay, as well as our podcast. So, and the podcast and the YouTube, everything will be under the brand Diet Free Life. I'm Robert Ferguson. Thank you for listening in. Appreciate you. Until the next one,